What if I was to play The Walking Dead Season 2, but without talking? Before this video starts, I want to thank everyone who watched the first video. We've got over 2,000 views now and over 10 likes, so I'm making another one of these videos. Some people in the last video did comment down below and talked about the music was too loud. And personally, I don't think the music was loud enough, you know, like, I think it's just music, you know, like music this and music that. And quite frankly, music on a real note is something that's really, really important to me. I get it! I get it! Okay, the music was too loud. But anyways, I have a new rule. So, new season of The Walking Dead means new rules of The Walking Dead. And by new rules, I mean just one rule. But before we get into that one new rule, let's recap the rules from the last season and put them into this season. When it comes to multi-choices of speaking, I have to press triangle in order to be silent. And when it comes to two options that I have there, if there's no meter there, then I have to pick them because that's the only way that the game has progressed. And that doesn't count as a talk counter. But half the time, that wasn't even the case. Like, it was barely there. The meter was always there, so I always just kind of let the meter run out, which you'll see in this playthrough. And you'll realise that Clementine was a lot more silent than Lee. But anyways, on to the new rule. So in the last video, I had a talk counter and a death counter, but I'm adding another counter to this.
You're joking. Not another one?
Basically, it's called the potential talk counter. It's going to be in blue. And when there's options like this or this, that's when the game gets a potential talk counter. And the reason for the potential talk counter is for you guys in the comments to discuss on whether or not it should have been a talk counter or it shouldn't have been a talk counter. Anyways, let's get on with playing The Walking Dead Season 2 without talking. So let's start off episode 1 with a bang. No, literally, a bang. Omid gets shot in the first 5 minutes and we're screwed. Me and Krista are trying to make a fire, and this is where the first potential talk counter comes in. What? Wait, what? The gate? Oh, and this is not good. Hey, so yeah, we get separated. Clem falls into a river because she wants to have a little swim, and wakes up on a beach or something. I don't know. But anyway, she meets a dog called Sam, and the encounter went so well, didn't it? I didn't get bit. No. I didn't kill the dog. No, I mean, I literally didn't kill the dog. Here's the clip of me watching the dog suffer.
I'm sorry.
Shit. So, Clementine decides to have a little snooze after letting the dog die, but realising that there's walkers surrounding her, well, she's screwed. Until Luke comes in and Pete comes in and they're just like, yo, we're the new characters in this series, guys. Clem, you need saving because you're the main character. Come on up here. Wait, you bit? No! Is basically how it goes down. We wake up and discover that the group does not like us at all. In fact, they don't like us so much that they decide to look at our arm. By the way, this guy's a doctor and he can't tell a human bite, or sorry, a walker bite from a dog bite. And he's like, I don't know, bro. Let's just lock her up in the shed. But long story short, we escape the shed. We go into the house, steal the supplies that we need, and then go back to the shed to stitch our arm up. That was bitten by a dog called Sam, not a walker. Seriously, how does this doctor not know the difference between bites? If I was bit by a dog, I would know I've been bit by a dog, okay? I'm just saying. But anyways, this is how the stitching went. Oh no, Clementine dropped her bandages or whatever. I hope a zombie doesn't. Oh my god! Like, of course that was gonna happen, but it's fine. We killed the zombie.
Hammer time! Break it down!
So anyways, the group sees how badass we are and invites us in, and we end up getting our arm patched up the right way and also having some food, and then we spend the night and we then end up on a walk with Pete and Nick. And then we discover something tragic. Oh no, dead people. Oh my god, they're dead. Oh my god, this is so upsetting. But anyways, one of the people who were in the woods with Krista's there, and Clem's like, oh my god, I know who you are, because that's my bag. And yeah, and then Clementine's like, hey yo bro, do you want to see a cool magic trick that I can do with my eyes? And he's like, no. But I'm like, I'm going to show you anyway.
Wow.
To end things off with a chomp, literally a chomp, Pete gets bit in the leg, but it's fine because we still choose him anyways over Nick, because oh my god, Nick is one of them characters, man. He's just, like, I love him, but like, if it's a no token challenge, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And yeah, Pete's a big talker and I'm a good listener. So let's go and save Pete. And we save Pete, we whack a zombie on the head, and we escape with Pete, and that ends off the first episode of Season 2. So here are my choices for this episode. Now let's get on to playing Episode 2. So beginning off Episode 2, Pete and Clementine run away from the zombies, but they're trapped in an ambulance, and Pete's like, Clem, listen bro, we're not going to make it, so you're going to have to make a go for it. Which she does. She literally just leaves Pete because she's really cool. We arrive back at the house and the so-called doctor and Rebecca basically ask us to babysit his daughter, and we don't have a choice in this. So we don't necessarily babysit her, we just let Sarah take photos of herself, and then a guy knocks on the door, and it's not the doctor, it's a new character. After shutting the door on the new character, me and Sarah are talking, and basically the rest of the group come back in, and the group is arguing with me about, you know, good manners because I shut the door on someone, and because of that we decide to go on a little hike, because why not? Anyways, a time skip happens, and basically me and Luke take out some zombies, and then we go onto the bridge, find out that there's even more zombies, and you know what, I was like so close to dying, yeah. Like, I was like, there's no way. Like, the game gave me a second chance. Like, I messed up the first time around, and the game was like, you know what, it's okay, you made a mistake, we're gonna let you off. So thank you, game, appreciate that. No death counter there. We meet a guy called Matthew, and Matthew's like, you know what, I think you're pretty cool. And then Nick comes in, he's like, well, I don't think you are cool. Bang! So, Matthew dies. Not much happens. Yeah, we basically stop at a food station, we find a knife, we open a treasure chest to get Fortnite loot, and then we leave because zombies are coming after us. Pretty much. That's literally the whole segment. And because that segment was so boring, me and Luke are having a discussion. Luke's like, you know what, we'll cheer you up, that'll cure your boredom, Alfie. How about, oh sorry, Clementine in this case, let's climb up this ski lift. And this is where another potential talk counter comes in. I'm going to play the clip now.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Just look at me, okay? You're fine. Alright, just slow down. Just for a second, okay?
You look like an idiot.
But anyways, once we're up, we decide, you know what, this is too boring for us. You know, we need some entertainment. Wait a minute, I see someone in the distance there, don't I? Do I know that guy? Hang on a minute, that can't be. Holy shit! It's Kenny! He's back! Oh my god! I was right in the first series, he does come back in series 2. Oh my god! He did not die? This is crazy shit, man! Kenny invites us to his secret base known as the Ski Lodge. He then asks us if we vouch for the group, and I'm like, nah, not really. I give him nothing. I give him silence is what I give him, and that's basically a no, because I mean, the doctor, right? The doctor looked at our arm and said, you know what, I don't know if that's a bite, and that's not enough for me. Moving on, we are catching up with Kenny about basically how he got out of Savannah and how he met Sarita and all of that. Speaking of Sarita, we hang an angel on top of the tree because when I was a kid, there was always an angel on top of my Christmas tree. So that's how I'm gonna live life, guys. But yeah, anyways, we chose to eat with Kenny, and we, you know, had a lovely meal with his group, and we got to know a bit about him, and it was pretty cool. And also we meet Bonnie off 400 Days, and I didn't play 400 Days without talking. I didn't play 400 Days full stop because it's probably one of them DLCs that just feels so useless, especially in this season. So yeah, but anyways, here's Bonnie, guys. Yay! On another note, though, we find out that Nick shot Matthew. Obviously, we knew that, but Matthew was a part of the group, and his boyfriend's Walter. Walter's playing with a knife, and he gets really angry, and then all of a sudden, the wind turbine goes out of proportion, and it starts spinning crazily, and the group's like, we need to sort that out. It's like a dinner bell for the walkers. Oh my god, and then we have to fight a bunch of walkers. So, yeah. And as well, Nick dies because, yeah. Yum 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 yum. And so we retaliate by smacking Walter across the face because we're just that badass. But then what happens is that we run straight into the ski lodge, and we start realising that there's other people shooting at the zombies, and it turns out to be the guy who interfered in my door before. I slammed the door on this guy, and this guy was like, no, I'm getting revenge on these guys. Oh, and Bonnie's here as well. Bonnie's a part of this group. This guy is called Carver. And long story short, Carver's group kind of imprisons us, and he's already shot and killed Walter, and he's going to shoot and kill Alvin. But then I make the rash decision of saving Alvin, because I don't want Alvin to die, because yeah, for some reason I just didn't want that happen. Oh my god, I couldn't even speak there. It's fine though. Boosh! That's what I deserve for not speaking. Anyways, we get captured, and that's the end of episode 2. Literally, that's it. So moving on to episode 3 now. But here are my choices for episode 2. Yeah, it's time to start episode 3, guys. So let's start episode 3. Basically what happens is that Clementine is staring at a tree and gets slapped by Carver because of it. Kenny is hatching a plan to try and escape, but it fails miserably, and then we end up at Carver's camp. We then meet a new character called Reggie, who's really cool. We look around the camp. We then spend the night in the yard. We wake up, and Sarah gets bitch slapped by the doctor. We work with Bonnie. Carver tries to save Reggie, but he slips and falls off the building. And then we see a fight between Kenny and Mike. And Mike was introduced beforehand. But anyways, walkers come in and try and eat on us. And I'm like, nah bro, I'm escaping you. And yeah, I get saved by Troy, who's a dipshit. Then Luke grabs me and he's like, yo, I have a plan, bro. Don't worry about it. And then Carver invites us into his office because he's such a nice guy, but he notices that Alvin's fucking dead, you know? So he tries to explain that he just found him like that and he totally didn't beat him up, and we're just like, okay. But anyways, the team is talking and they basically are like, we need to get out of here, guys. And Kenny's like, well, I got a plan. Right, so let's do it. And then this new character, Jane, comes into the mix, and she's the most hated character of The Walking Dead for me. I just don't like Jane. I think she's the most useless character, you know? But aside from Jane, we hatch a plan to get out of here, but we need a radio. So Clementine has to go all the way up on top of the roof, do some sneaky shit to get a radio, and then we bring it back so we can give the other radio a Luke, and it's all happy days, right? Right? Wrong! Completely and utterly wrong! We fucked up, guys! Oops-a-daisies! Water under the bridge. Well, it's not water under the bridge. There's blood under the bridge. And by blood under the bridge, I mean blood under the bridge of Kenny's eye. You know? None of that made any sense what I just said there, but Kenny gets the shit kicked out of him, bro. Kenny's just fucking gone, bro. And you know, he's chilling, you know, the doctor is looking after him or trying his absolute best, even though he can't tell a walker bite from a dog bite, but he can look after an eye for some reason, you know. I'm not a doctor, but you know. But I actually don't like this scene because the season 2 characters are like, yeah, we should leave Kenny behind because he's not gonna make it. I mean, they're fucking wrong, first of all, but like, after all of that, they got us into this mess, right? And they're gonna just leave us behind? What? No! No! So that's why I don't like these season 2 characters. In fact, that's why I didn't vouch for them in the last episode, because this is exactly the reason why. They try to fuck us over. This is not happening, guys! We're too cool for this shit! But anyways, Kenny, the boss he is, comes back and he's like, what the fuck you mean you're going without me? Nah, bro! And then he gets a hug from his new girlfriend, and he's like, yeah, that's right, bitches, I'm back. Oh, and yeah, by the way, we haven't talked once during this, and as well, I haven't discussed what the plan is. Basically, we sneak into Carver's office, we put the speakers on of some cool music, and then we use that to get the herd of walkers to come in and be like, oh my god, look, there's new music, it's really, really cool. And then we cover ourselves in walker guts, and then we walk out of the place, is the plan. In case no one was keeping up with season 2 at all, because I didn't explain it. But anyways, Alvin comes in, and he's not fucking dead, clearly. He's not gone, right? Bro's like, I'm looking for a minigun, because, not a minigun, although that would be actually pretty cool to be fair, but no, literally a minigun, a tiny, tiny gun. And he dies, gets shot. And then Carver dies, because Kenny's an absolute boss man! That's what I'm talking about, Kenny! Anyways, we see Kenny's girlfriend, Sarita, get her arm, well not her arm, but like her hand, like literally chewed on. And we watch it, and that's the end of episode 3. So, moving on to episode 4, and by the way guys, just a quick thing, we have not talked or died once in these past 3 episodes. We have absolutely nailed this. But anyways, here are my choices for the episode. So let's move on to episode 4. And you know episode 4, guys, episode 4 is probably one of my saddest episodes yet, because after the no token streak happened, after the no death streak happened for the last 3 episodes, shit finally hits the fan, and we die. That's not fair. Episode 4? I'm actually fuming, you know. I am fuming. I was fuming. I'm still fuming now, but we escape with Jane and Rebecca. I almost forgot her name there. But, yeah, we're in the woods. And they end up in an argument, and then we meet up back with a group, and then Kenny's pissed at us for no reason. Why? Why, Kenny? I did nothing wrong. I didn't chop her arm off. Right? I let it happen. I let it happen. Kenny, why are you mad at me? Why? But anyways, we decide to go with Jane to try and save Sarah and Luke, and this is where shit hits the fan once again! Nah, don't do this to me now. Come on. Come on, man. No. No, I'm not doing this.
If we lean him on the horn, it'll keep honking and draw the walkers.
First talk counter, by the way, just saying. But being the pro gamers that we are, we decided to speed run our way to Sarah and Luke's caravan, and I didn't even say Luke right, but it's okay. But we kick the door down because we're an absolute boss, and then we cover the door with a cabinet up. Luke comes in, he's like, yo, what's up, gang? I missed you guys. But Sarah's not feeling too good. Oh, and by the way, the doctor died, which is her dad. I didn't mention about that, but speaking of dying, I died here. So that's another death counter, isn't it? Yes, it is, and because of that, I'm so angry I decided to leave Sarah. So bye, Sarah, have fun getting ate like your dad, the doctor, who's not really a doctor! But anyways, we arrive back, and Kenny's sad at us still, but like, we talk and we convince him and help out Rebecca, and then we go with Jane to see if there's a place we could scope out so Rebecca can have her baby, because she's contracting right now, guys. She's pregnant. I don't know if anyone noticed that yet, but yeah. Then a guy called Arvo comes in, and he's like trying to hide some drugs, and we get the choice to either take stuff away from him or, you know, let him have the stuff. And we let him have the stuff, mainly because, you know, we remain silent on this one. But Jane says something really mean to me, and I just wanted to show that clip now.
Okay, I'm sick of this. You can go. That's relief to Rebecca's suffering walking out that door because you couldn't make a choice. That's on you.
But after Jane being a complete biatch, me, Mike and Bonnie get some water. Bonnie nearly dies by a walker, and we get a Confederate court. There's not really much that happens. We nearly capture a raccoon, but yeah, that's pretty much it. On to the action now, guys. But because Rebecca's contractions are so loud, it draws loads of walkers in, and Kenny goes on a mad attacking spree, pretty much. And we find out that Luke and Jane did the deed while we were trying to protect everyone. Luke was like, you know what, let's get some, you know. And Luke, that was not good timing, bro. I can't lie. It wasn't good timing at all. But anyways, while Rebecca's having the baby, we're protecting, you know, her and Kenny from the zombies and pretty much everyone. And then we decide to drop the whole deck down because we're just that good. Yeah! And then Rebecca gives birth, and the baby doesn't die because the baby's also an absolute boss! While everyone's asleep, Jane offers me a nail file, but I'm like, no bro, because there's no point in you giving me a nail file. Like, what am I going to do with a fucking nail file? Come on, man. My nails are already as short as it is. I bite my nails. Come on, get with the times. But Luke is really sad because Jane left, but Kenny's like, no bro, fuck you. Like, I literally had sex. Come on, guys, we're trying to have a baby here, and you guys are trying to make a baby here. This is not how this works yet, guys. Skipping that awkwardness, long story short, we decide to leave to try and head to this town because we talked about it before. I say we did, I didn't talk because I'm silent. And the Russians attack us. Arvo's group does. And Rebecca dies, so I shoot Rebecca, and that ends off episode 4. So here are my choices, and let's move on to the final episode of series 2. The final episode of season 2. Let's get started. We saved a baby, and then we kill all the Russians. And then we get Kenny over to Arvo, and Kenny's like, I'm gonna kill you now, Arvo. And then people are like, no, don't kill Arvo, he's just a kid. But Arvo's the one who caused this, and I didn't steal from him. So what's up with that, huh? What's up with that? Then Arvo is like, listen guys, I've got a secret base, you wanna come and join me? And everyone's like, yeah. And Kenny's like, no! Is this guy crazy? And then everyone's like, well, there could be baby food. And Kenny's like, fine. So yeah, we take a break in the woods, we change Kenny's eye patch, and then I think we find what's called a transformer. So I'm gonna call it Optimus. That wasn't a good joke. That wasn't a good joke. But anyways, we spend the night at this transformer station thingy-majig. Me and Kenny reminisce about the times with the chimichanga situation. Yeah, you think I was not going to bring that back in series 2? Of course I'm going to bring that back in series 2. I told Kenny that Lee was the one who ate the chimichangas. Oh, I had to get that off my chest. I did. Anyways, we have to cross this frozen lake. And on a serious note, I didn't know Bonnie could die here, so if you guys didn't know, Bonnie can die here, and he has Bonnie's death and Luke's death, so that's another 2 characters less to feed, you know, so pretty good. But anyways, he has Bonnie's death scene and Luke's death scene as well. You see Kenny in the background.
Luke! Too late.
Clementine, stop!
I'm not getting cold on this one, bro. Is Bonnie dead as well?
How the fuck did that happen? Jesus Christ.
Wait a minute, is Bonnie dead? Bonnie's dead.
All
Kenny gets really angry at Arvo, so he should be, because come on, Arvo didn't need to run off like that. So he beats up Arvo. Mike kind of restrains him. Jane finds food for everyone, including the baby, except from, I mean, the baby has to eat chili, but hey, still food. And later that night, Kenny's fixing up a truck. Jane's like saying, listen, like, you gotta be on my side. And I'm like, silent, because why? We go to sleep. Mike and Arvo are trying to steal a truck. I get shot. We wake up and hang on a minute. Oh my god, it's Lee! It's fucking Lee! I'm jumping out of my chair. This is some crazy shit, man. You're telling me that season 2 was just all a dream? Lee's just like, no. This is the dream, Clem. And I'm like, oh. So, can you give me some words of wisdom? And he's like, subscribe to the Alfie Just Alfie YouTube channel. Which, by the way, is fucking wisdomness there, like. But anyways, we wake up, Kenny and Jane are arguing, the truck crashes because Kenny and Jane are crashing out at each other, because 6'7" is not better than 6'9", and I don't even know what I'm talking about at this rate. Let's just skip to the part where Jane and Kenny fight. Yeah, come on, Kenny! Kick her ass! Come on, Kenny! You got this, bro! Yeah, Kenny! Beat her up, man! Just boosh! Knock her out! Yeah! Go on, Kenny, you're the main guy, you're my favourite character ever! I love you, Kenny, man! Yeah! I'm not gonna shoot you, Kenny, don't worry about it, I'm not gonna shoot you! But yeah, like, Kenny is one of the most smartest characters in The Walking Dead anyways, like, this guy's lost everything, so of course he's gonna act, like, out of rage, you know, because he doesn't want any more people getting hurt, any more people that he cares about being hurt, you know. So I completely understand where he's coming from, you know. He's upset about himself, but, you know, the game's a game, and with the game, you know, it comes with a price, and this is the price, Kenny.
Bet you didn't see that coming, did you?
But anyways, we find the baby, and yeah, the baby is now called Alvin Jr., AJ for short, guys. And yeah, anyways, here are my choices for episode 5. Now it's time to do the outro bit. Woo indeed. This challenge was pretty cool. 20 likes and I'll do a new frontier without talking. And as well, please can we get to 200 subscribers? We're currently at 165 from the last video, and I appreciate all the support. It does me a lot of good. Anyways, to end the video off, here is a clip of me sneezing.